Hi, and welcome to Sharp Shots Gaming. I'm Tyler, and with me is Dave.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
And Chris.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, and welcome to the 25th anniversary celebration of Final Fantasy VII, because we don't feel old enough yet.
Yeah, they just had to hammer it in harder for us.
Yep. But real fast before the stream goes live here, what are you guys hoping for?
I want Remake Part 2 announcement. That's my Field of Dreams wish here.
I would hope for that too. All I'm really hoping actually is that it's a little better than Capcom's presentation, which wasn't bad per se, but I did feel was rather underwhelming.
Well, this isn't even like a Square Enix presents or like even like
literally just a 10-minute, yeah.
Yeah, this is just all Final Fantasy VII. I imagine they've got some updates on all of the like mobile games and stuff, and maybe just maybe the hope is that we get an update on Remake Part 2.
Part of me is hoping for Ever Crisis announcement, like a shadow drop.
Maybe. I don't know.
I know it's a free-to-play game, but they're doing the whole story, and it's just like cosmetic stuff that you get for the paid. So,
yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I don't know. We'll find out soon enough.
Shall find out soon enough.
Maybe they'll also maybe because it's the 25th anniversary. I remember when I forget what anniversary it was, but when Advent Children came out, you guys remember they also had a bunch of drops of other games that told other side stories. So maybe I'm wondering if they'll re-release like Dirge of Cerberus or stuff. Maybe they'll finally I got a commercial. Oh, maybe they'll finally have
don't worry. It was a countdown to a countdown.
Maybe they'll redesign the Genesis character so he doesn't look like the singer Gax, so they can actually use him.
I wonder if there's going to be any like partnership announcements too. As an example here, like having Tifa be in Street Fighter 6.
That'd be cool.
Or crossover costumes at least. That would be funny.
Sure.
Although the one crossover that I expect to see that I'm going to be disappointed about is freaking Fortnite.
Yes.
That it's gonna take a lot more than just a cameo to blow up my skirt for Fortnite.
I mean, I don't play Fortnite, so.
And I don't have a skirt, so.
Yeah. I don't play the fork knife game either. Nothing against it. It's just
not for you.
You've got you know people that play it though. So.
Oh yeah, I know plenty of people, and I know that we're trying to convince the school board to let us play some more of those type of games for esports, because I know that would be a bigger draw, but I do know that the problem is though, one.
You mean is it gun control in the U.S.? Because I think that's the problem.
Well, and that especially was worse after Texas 3 weeks ago. So I kind of knew when they were just like, Mr. Dave, we should go for trying to get some more shooter games, and I'm just like, look, after Texas, there is no way in hell you are going to convince the school board to let you play realistic shooters. I would go after a big three. They're big. If you can get them, that would at least be a step in the right direction. But you would have a better chance of arguing Fortnite, Overwatch, or Valorant. And that's it.
And the school's response is going to be Splatoon.
Which is something we can compete in if we want to. I'm not very happy with that group that we go through for that.
Is it starting for you guys?
I've got the
9, 8,
Okay.
7.
Let me know when it
6,
starts so I'll unpause it on my end so we can watch it together.
Mine is starting.
All right.
Is yours, Dave?
I'm trying. Of course, I got it on the TV here next to me.
Do I need to pause? I paused.
You pause? Okay, I'll pause.
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, Dave. I don't want to.
Trying.
I'm going to go back to the gameplay footage, or like right after the 0.
Okay.
The logo with the rating pending to teen.
Okay, let me try something else. It might be because 11,000 people are trying to watch the Game Awards version. So let me see. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, I can see the T. I am going to play
In
3,
3.
2, 1, and go.
All right.
Okay, gameplay footage capture. Yeah, I was able to get through on IGN.
That's the stream I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you got some.
It was the first thing that showed up in the list.
Got some OG. And then we've
There's
got
Advent Children.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Third to Cerberus. Oh, Before Crisis. Did that come to the States?
I don't think so, but I'm not certain.
Crisis Core did. I know that.
Crisis Core did, yeah. I loved Crisis Core. That was great.
I need to play that one.
That was my most played PSP game.
Dirge of Cerberus.
I did enjoy. Was it a great game? No, but I liked the story and how it tied into the game.
Wait, which one did you say wasn't good? Dirge? Or
It wasn't a great game, but I thought the story was really well.
I don't think that Square knew how to make a third-person shooter back then.
Yeah.
On the PS2 era.
Mm-hmm. Well, they didn't have Crystal Dynamics. Oh wait, they don't have that now.
Cloud, let us defy destiny together.
We're gonna drop plate number 7.
You're gonna do what?
What the?
Ugh.
This will be a memory to cherish.
I bet
for
you
the
this
rest of your
is
lives.
the PC announcement. Yep. Because it's got keyboard ENF.
Oh, you're right.
We deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, but I'm not your sister.
I'm guessing it's an integrate version for.
Remake Integrate is what it says.
Surrender to the
Is there no
darkness.
subtitles for this?
Embrace it.
This is just wrong.
This guy's speaking in Japanese. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Huh, mine's in English.
Yeah, mine is too. Available on Steam June 17th.
Oh, so tomorrow.
皆さんこんにちは。
There you go,
ファイナル
Chris.
ファン
Something
タ
to
ジー
test out your
7
gaming
25 周
PC
年
with.
放送。
There
ファ
you
イナルファン
go.
タジー7 25th アニバーサリーセレブレーショ
Yeah,
ンの
this dude, I have no
案
idea what
内
he's
役を
saying.
務めます北瀬義則で
Okay,
す。
now I get what you do.
この放送では
Yoshinori Kitase.
FF7 に関連し
And
た
my closed
さま
captions
ざ
are
ま
in
な情
German.
報をお
Great.
届けしていきます。
Oh,
Mine won't let me
短い
turn
時
them
間ではありま
on.
すが皆様にお伝えしたい最新情報が
Like,
た
okay,
くさんありますので
I'll just watch the
ぜ
pretty
ひ最後ま
pictures.
でお付き合いください。
No,
最初にご
unavailable.
覧いただい
Yeah.
たのは
No
ファイナルファンタジー
idea
7
why.
リメイクインターグレードの
There's
Yeah.
版の
Yay.
正式
Subtitles
決
for
定の
that.
お知らせでした。シティレイン
Oh,
の皆さん
digital
お
clock.
待たせいたしました
Interesting.
ついにこの日が
I think you're ahead of us,
やってまいりました
Chris.
プ
Oh,
レイステーショ
uh-oh.
ン4版ファイナルファンタジー7リ
What
メイク
digital
は
clock?
おかげさまで皆様に大変高い評価をいただきました。昨年はプレイステーション5版、そして PC 向けにはファイナルファンタジー7リメイクインターグレー
We'll
ド
let you know
を
when we see a
エ
digital
ピック
clock.
ゲームストアで発
Ah,
売いたし
okay.
ました。この度 Steam でリリースすることで
And he's
さらに多くの
talking.
プレイヤーの皆さんに
And he's
楽しんでいただきたいと
talking.
考えております。また ファイナルファンタジー7
I just saw
リメイ
Steam
ク
Deck
インターグレードは
Steam Deck as
す
well.
でに
Yeah.
一部地域で発売されている Steam Deck にも対応いたします。
Which is cool.
Steam Deck な
Not
ら
that they're
場
doing
所を
that.
選ばず
Mhm.
気軽に本作をお楽しみいただけます。さて続いては
Let me back my up
FF725
just a
周
little
年に
bit,
関連した
yes.
情報をご覧ください。
She did not see the clock yet.
Merchandise and
Merchandising
music.
music.
Yeah, it just popped up.
Bill for pre-order.
Okay, now
There's
we
a clock. Yep.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Play Arts Kai figures. I just said Play Arts Kai figures. Static Arts. Ooh.
Yeah, those are statues.
Oh, vinyl. Why are they telling us about a marketing campaign? We're already here. We're in the know.
FF725 周年ファンの皆様と楽しめるようさまざまな試みを準備しております。
Spaceballs
楽しみにお待ちください。
request for more money.
それでは FF7 モバイルタイトルの情
Final
報を
Fantasy
続
VII
けて
too.
ご覧くだ
Request
さい
for。more money.
First Soldier. Yep.
Okay.
You guys played this? Is this any good?
I
I
have not
have
played
not.
it yet.
I mean, mobile games have come a long way. Especially now that you know, have,
I still don't feel like they're
controllers
great.
for mobile. Yeah.
I was gonna say I still don't feel like they're great unless you're using a controller for FPSs.
Yeah, I wouldn't play this without like a backbone or some sort of controller.
I have been playing Diablo Immortals though.
Okay. How are you
And
playing that? Are
on
you using
mobile.
with like touch controls?
And it's good, like really
Interesting.
good. And I
Okay.
have not been inclined to pay a cent yet.
Nice.
You know, you're not the first person that told me. One of my coworkers told me that he's playing Diablo Immortal on both mobile and PC, and apparently they sync progress, so it
Yeah,
goes
but
with you.
the PC version's hot garbage right now.
Is it?
Another possibility for a remake. Ever Crisis.
Okay. Okay.
That's interesting.
Well, they showed this off before. It's going to be turn-based,
Yeah.
going
Right.
back to like the original roots.
Right.
Okay.
But isn't the goal to like tell all, like the whole
Oh,
story?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so is this? Well, the remake is the remake.
This
Is
is the
this-
OG. My
Okay,
understanding.
just with a new coat of paint.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it still looks great.
Yeah. I was wondering why the graphics initially looked a little silly, but then it's just like, oh, that's because
I think
it's
that's
meant to be
overworld versus
overworld
in battle.
graphics. Yeah.
Yeah.
All the different costumes for people.
That's the money.
Hmm. Oh, they're including the stuff with Genesis and stuff too.
Yep.
I gotcha.
Looks like it.
Interesting.
Wait, what?
What is going on? What was that?
Is that young Sephiroth?
Guess so. Closed beta test, and I mean 2022 is almost halfway over. What are we doing here, man?
ファイナルファンタジー7ザ・ファーストソルジャーの新情報と
Yay,
ファイナルファ
mobile
ンタジー
game.
7エバークライシスの最新
Well, I
映
mean,
像をお
this is
届け
the
いたしま
mobile
した。
section.
Yeah.
続いて
They said
は
that,
こちらを
so.
ご覧ください。
I guess mine glitched out a little bit because it now has loaded
きっと喜ん
in
でいただける
subtitles.
情報になるのではないでしょう
So I lost like
Mine has
chunk.
subtitles too?
非常に楽しみにしています。
Where it didn't before? That whole
Yeah.
like merchandise section had
Yeah,
nothing.
that's when it glitched out. The merchandise is when it like
Oh, there we go. I got English subtitles.
The price of freedom is steep.
There we go. Get some Zach.
Zach speaking.
Making progress, Zach?
And Gio. I can cut loose, right?
Within reason.
It's showtime.
Zach going up against stormtroopers because they were unloading all that machine gun
So
fire.
What
into
is
the-
this?
Genesis. A month ago,
Genesis.
he went missing during a mission in Wutai.
You know, I've
Is that
never
what this
actually
is?
seen you use
This
that.
Crisis Core?
Don't you think it's
It's
sort of
got
a
a
waste?
Crisis Core story. It does not look like
And
Crisis
rust,
Core though.
and that's a real waste.
You think this is Crisis Core remake?
Maybe. I'd play that. Crisis Core's fun.
I wouldn't mind a Crisis Core remake, then I don't have to worry necessarily about a PSP battery.
Project G gave birth to the man we know as Genesis.
Project G.
Project Genesis.
Settle
Genesis.
down. Zach the puppy.
I know this is Crisis Core story.
What do
for real.
you know? Shit, lapdogs!
I'm trying to decide if this is like a complete remake or if it's just a fresh coat of paint. Because
Heaven?
it doesn't look
Not quite.
graphically.
It's a church.
By the way, what is your
Well, it
dream?
depends on what they're gonna make
Become
it.
first?
Yeah, I mean, all the characters
Is it?
seem kind of stilted in their
No,
movements.
to become a hero.
Well, it might be also pretty
Ah,
beta.
good. Unattainable
level
dreams
stuff.
are the best kind.
Embrace your dreams. And whatever happens.
Can someone tell me why they're scratching records to this song?
I don't know, but I'm digging it.
Come and get it!
Reunion.
Reunion.
So
Oh, okay, that's why it's looking like that. It's coming to the Switch.
Okay.
さて、次の映像が最後の
Last
情
one
報
for
で
the
す。
day.
それではどうぞご覧ください。
crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Please, 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 God.
What we've done, that's set in stone. The past is forever.
Oh.
But the future, even if it
Yes,
has been written,
please.
can be changed. So focus on the future,
This sounds
not
like
the
it.
past.
Oh yeah, it does.
It does. Oh, yes.
He wants to finish what he started. He wants to reclaim his birthright and rule over the planet with Genova at his side.
Oh, now we're getting the
saw you
backstory.
running there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
figured it was too late.
God, this game's pretty.
Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
You were here with me 5 years ago. Where are you? What happened to you?
I'm trying so hard to find
Did
you.
you just stop playing too?
Sorry.
Of course.
Feel
Might
like I
go down.
failed you.
I think IGN's having some bit of. Wait, here we go.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Next winter. PS5.
Oh, okay.
Just PS5. Wow.
ファイナルファンタジー
Keeping
7 リメイ
this
クプロジェクト
to
の第2
PlayStation
作目にあ
only.
たる
Interesting that they didn't call this part 2.
バースを発表させていただきました。
Mm-hmm.
現在チーム一丸となって鋭意制作中
Now
で
my
す。
question is though is like what
そして
part does this
リメ
lead
イク
up
プロジェ
to
クトの
and how many
発表時
games
から
are
複
planned in
数作
this?
にわたって展開することをお伝えして
Well,
おり
they
ま
say
す。
second title. They don't
It's a
say the
three-part
last title.
series.
リメイク、ファイナルファンタジー7リ
Oh, did
バ
they
ー
just
ス、
confirm that?
そして
Yep.
その先のもう一作の全
But they aren't
3部
giving
作
the
で
title of the
完
last
結
one
する
yet.
ことをお知らせいたしま
That's
す。
fair.
まずはファイナルファンタジー
Oh,
7
no.
リバース
You know what? I'm okay with it being a trilogy,
Yeah,
though.
trilogy is
ぜひ本プロ
fun.
ジェクトの完
There's
結
so
ま
much ground for
でお
them to
付き合いいただ
cover
ければ
in
と
the
思い
next
ま
title.
す。
Because I mean, we just left
25周年
Midgard,
も
which you
そ
do
れ以
like
降
in
も
the original
皆様
game.
に
It's like
お楽しみいただけ
That's
るよう
maybe
1,
a,
right?
it's not even the whole this one. It's like maybe like
尽力してまいります。
the first like third
本日は
Mhm.
お付き合いい
of
ただきま
this
して
one.
あ
I
り
mean,
が
it's
と
a
うご
good
ざいました。
significant part, but
Mm-hmm.
mind you, from what I remember, I think the last disc is literally just the final fight.
It's been a while. I mean, I played that game much
Yeah.
later than most people, but even then, it was still like in that bridge between like high school and college, somewhere in between there. But even
Oh,
then, that was
yeah.
approaching like 20
Yeah,
years ago now.
sure. Well, I played it even longer ago than that. I played this when I was, oh gosh, middle school,
Mhm.
before high school. So, hey, I got what I wanted, man. And Crisis Core is coming back. What looks like I mean, it does appear to at least be a remake as opposed to a fresh coat of paint.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
There we go. I'm
So
trying to get it where I stop disappearing.
sure, but I definitely enjoyed that. That was good.
Yeah.
Kudos to Square that they didn't have to do like a "Hey, I'm here too" type event where. I mean, I don't know if Square really had a whole lot to show, especially now that they sold their Western dev team. So
Yeah. Oh.
and they already kind of showed their one Western published game that's big, Outriders. That was already shown recently as part of the Summer Game Fest. So
What's funny is that I've been seeing that in the like extremely discounted bins at Walmart when I go grocery shopping. So I've just been kind of looking at it like, should I?
Yes.
I don't know.
well, there's a new expansion. I would play it with you guys. It looks like I hear it's a lot of fun, actually.
It is a lot of fun. I have played it.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't know that. Okay, what'd you play it on, Tyler?
Started on PC and then a little
Xbox?
bit on Xbox.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take a look at the price when I come back.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a third-person Diablo.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is it's got different world levels. So the higher you increase the difficulty of the world level, the better the loot you get.
Oh, okay. I see.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Gotcha. All right. Oh, my TV just rebooted itself for some reason. Oh well.
That's not good.
No, that's not good at all. But yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I'll have to check out Outriders myself. I've heard it's good. The thing that happened with that game is that it came out on Game Pass, and then other stuff happened, and I think people just stopped playing it.
Yeah, but honestly, it came out at such the right time that a lot of people played it initially.
True, but then a bunch of other stuff happened later, right?
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Their biggest, I don't know if they had any big expansions, but I know that the one that's out or that's coming out this was it like a month or something?
Big. Yeah,
it's huge, and they're looking to bring back all the players that did play it, because there were a good amount of people that played it at launch, but you know, a lot of it was just within the first few months, and then it was over. It's the challenge with multiplayer type games.
That's the one of also the downfalls I find of them, though, is just they have these games that are particularly multiplayer focused games, and if they don't capture lightning in a bottle, they fizzle out so much.
yeah.
Or on the other hand, if they're not made like free immediately, then they won't have like a surge in popularity. Like when I mean, we all picked up Predator Hunting Ground because it was put on, the games with Plus.
Yep.
PlayStation Plus. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was not bad. It was fun. It's just,
Sure.
then after that initial period went down, it's just kind of like, oh, I can see why. A lot of people don't play this most of the time.
And I mean, that's the kind of the live service model. It's a double-edged sword, right? If you don't keep people playing, your audience will abandon you. That's what happened with Avengers. That's apparently what's happening with Halo Infinite. I mean,
really?
yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't keep up with it.
I see.
And their seasons have been too long, which is a shame because the game itself is very solid. I think gameplay wise, you would like Halo Infinite, Dave.
I probably would, and
It's a very solid shooter, honestly.
My copy of the Master Chief Collection did finally come in, so
yay!
I can lose my Halo virginity on the Xbox Series X here. No, I'm so glad it did not pick up that noise.
All right, well, guys, let's talk about, because we've had the end of, I can't believe it's not E3, Summer Games Fest here.
Sure.
Or at least the opening portions of it, the foreplay, if you will, of the gaming event. What were your highs? What were your lows? What were what the heck is that?
So where do you want to start? Because there's been a lot that's happened recently.
Yeah.
Since the last thing that we reacted to was the state of play. So since then, we've had the Summer Game Fest. There was the Microsoft event,
the Capcom event,
which I actually didn't watch the Capcom event.
So let's start here. What was the biggest announcement for you? Like, what had you just like cheering up and down?
If I have to be honest, the game that I saw from all of the various events that's got me the most hyped is probably Starfield, which, I'm not like the biggest Bethesda game studios like fan, but the game looks great.
It definitely looks ambitious.
I'm excited for it. I hope that it's able to deliver on the hype. That the execution's really the big question now, right? There's going to be a lot of content there for sure. It's a massive game.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of RNG type content they're going to have to do in order to be able to do 1,000 worlds or something.
Oh yeah, they're pulling a No Man's Sky.
Yeah, but my fear with No Man's Sky is that when that game came out, though, it came out with a thud. Now it has gotten better. That took time.
The thing though there is that Hello Games is like a small like indie studio in comparison to what Bethesda is. So
yeah,
however, and I also know that they've got that Microsoft money backing them, but Bethesda has hurt us before.
I was gonna say
this is true.
I don't
76, right?
I don't think they can afford for this not to be the banger that they're making it seem to be, because Fallout 4 was already a slight disappointment because it was basically just more Fallout, nothing really revolutionary.
Now, if you're a Fallout fan, that's great, but it's not bringing anybody new to the series.
And then Fallout 76 was just, oh, I tripped and fell, and then I decided to shoot myself in the leg.
Let's be honest, it was a turd that they put a little label on that said Fallout on it. That's what it is.
Just remember, they had a premium subscription service you could sign up for that game.
But
wasn't it like $100 a month or something for the Fallout First?
Oh, it was something crazy. I just remember
it was a giant money grab.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is like they know how to do that model. I mean, Elder Scrolls Online, from what I understand, is actually a pretty good game.
Now, it's a pretty good game now, but
that is also true.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
It also kind of fell on its face when it launched.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I was hoping with Fallout they would go more lean harder into some of the more, and I guess it's wackier isn't the word, but maybe more exciting parts of the United States to
Mhm.
kind of be in, because going from Fallout 3, which was, the wasteland, but you could, raid the old, like, uh, Washington D.C. monuments and stuff, and like, like one mission, don't you have to go find some of the old, like, documents from, the founding fathers and stuff.
Yeah.
But then we go from that to New Vegas, and I was just like, New Vegas, and just the weird stuff that they thought up for that game. And then for 4, it's just like Boston.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
difference there, though, is that New Vegas was made by Obsidian.
I know, but it's still
And
it's just,
Obsidian is a great developer as well. If you've not played
Busy
Outer
developer.
Worlds, yeah, it's insane how much crap they're working on.
Well, because they're working on Pillars of Eternity, they're working on Avowed, they're working on Outer Worlds 2, and probably are being consulted for the next Fallout. If I had to guess.
They're crazy busy. They're a great studio, but that's the thing when you're looking back at like the different Fallout games, right? That's why New Vegas is different.
Yeah. Oh,
Handled by a
they're
different
also
creative
Grounded.
team.
They're also working on Grounded.
Yeah, and Grounded 1.0, it's no longer it's going to be out of beta this year. So.
Yep. Dave, what was your
Yes.
biggest hype moment?
I guess the thing I have trouble with, I try not to get too overexcited anymore. I try and stay a bit more grounded, because it seems like anytime I get overhyped on something or someone overhypes something to me, I'm inevitably disappointed, because nothing can ever seem to live up to that excitement. So in that regards, I think I'm a bit more guarded with what I watch and try. So the thing that I was really happy to see, though, is I know initially when we did do the state of play, they showed off Street Fighter 6, and my initial reaction was just kind of like, that's a because my thing was, in that glimpse that they showed us at the time, it looked like they were going for more of that stylized realism look, but they were tending more towards the realism aspect of that. And so to me, it looked a lot like Tekken, all right, but more, on a traditional 2D Street Fighter, but Tekken. And I didn't want that, because Street Fighter has a style kind of all its own, and it's really leaned into that. And I was just kind of like, where's my Street Fighter? But then when they showed off this new trailer with all this new stuff, and then they showed off that the hip hop and graffiti style is in the graphics, that is every like special effect. And then they also started showing off other things, and I'm looking more at the proportions, and I'm looking, okay, this is looking more like Street Fighter. But that first trailer that they showed, where we had the uber jacked Ryu looking like he was pulled out of a Soviet level biological facility, with the Unreal 3. Yeah.
I figured he was just Captain Japan, made from the same serum as Captain America.
I know. And initially I looked at that and was like, dang. And then they showed off the original logo, and I was just like, dang. But now the more they show off, and it's just kind of like, I think they've kind of maybe done this on purpose, just to kind of like, hey, let's build it up each time. So now the logo is actually like really clever, because it is a 6 in multiple different ways. And then in it, it's got the graffiti style that they're leaning into. And now they've got all of like kind of the artwork. And unfortunately, the cast list has been released. And so, it was really kind of cool, because now they're also like, the story is taking place after Street Fighter 3. So this is now the furthest in the series, the oldest these characters are going to be. So all of the old hands in Street Fighter are either in they're either their late 30s or early 40s now. So it's going to be kind of fun to see that. So, but I'm also wondering if they're going to bring in some more of the younger characters as now the more mainstays, and it looks like they're trying to do that a little bit. And actually, so like the big discussion, I know we were having it with this last trailer. There's a scene where like Chun-Li is fighting this other girl, and it looks like she is Harajuku'd out, like in the Harajuku style. And actually, what people have pointed out that they think it is her adopted daughter, Li Fen.
Yep.
Now,
Okay.
yeah, I know Li Fen
Who
from the
I will bet
comics.
is DLC.
I will bet that too. But I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense because she's a little kid in 4 and is like vaguely mentioned in 3. So if like this game takes place 10 years later, I'm like, yeah, she's 15. Yeah. Okay. I get it. So I thought that was cool. So the style is growing on me much more, and each time they show off a new little flair or how the style they're working with it, it just gets better and better to me. So that's what made me happy. It was just like at first with Street Fighter 6, I was like, oh, what they're doing to my Street Fighter, and then after they showed this, I'm like, never mind, it's in good hands.
So, can I share a few tidbits I've learned about Street Fighter 6 that will make you very happy?
Yeah, sure.
Well,
So,
I guess first question. So, Dave, is that your answer to Tyler's question? Is that your most excited game that you saw?
There were plenty of games.
Because that's the one you talked about.
The Stump stuff I still have to see, because that with Street Fighter, I kind of know it's coming from a historical point. So that is one of them. I guess if I were to say anything else, though, the Callisto Protocol, I guess I hadn't really watched anything about it. The most I have of it is as I was cleaning my house today, I found out I had a Game Informer magazine with it on the cover, and I'm like, oh, clearly I didn't read this issue. And that was it. So when that, that trailer started, at first it's just kind of, it looks like generic space station. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then we had that robot come up and just start blowing people's faces off, and I'm like, oh, okay. Now you have my interest. And then when it went to like zombie people, alien stuff, I'm like, now you have my attention. And then I started reading more into it, and it sounds like, it's a lot of the old Visceral Games, Dead Space staff, and I'm just like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Don't let EA buy you again.
That was going to be my number 2, actually, Callisto Protocol. But go ahead, Tyler.
I was going to say, so my number 1 is also Street Fighter 6. That is just, I am so stoked. So a few of the little tidbits I've learned that I really like. So with the new character Jamie, he's a self-proclaimed Uber fan and disciple of Yin and Yang.
Oh, I gotcha.
And the more drunk he gets, he starts picking up their throws and combos.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, that's clever.
Another very cool little tidbit here. So they have a new drive system. It's a gauge up under your bar there that functions for multiple things. That's how you do your EX attacks. That's how you do your focus attacks. That's how you do your parries and your dashes. But when it's exhausted, you go a little gray and your character's stances change. Like they're just base states. And it changes to a stance they had in an older game because they've developed since then, so they're going back to an old standard instead of keeping up their composure. So, like, Guile will go back to his old, like this from Street Fighter 2.
Interesting. Okay. So
same with Chun-Li. Yeah, like, Chun-Li's got her, like, bent over from Street Fighter 2.
Okay. That's really cool. That is a fun way to do that. Oh. Now, if only they could make Guile more fun to play.
They also need to change his haircut. I hate it.
Yeah, the haircut's
terrible.
It almost looks like he's bald on top, like the way it's
yeah. And he's supposed to be like the American fighter too.
He looks like those. Remember back in end of the 80s, beginning of the 90s, where everyone wanted to jump on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle bandwagon, and Trolls tried to do that with the Stone Protectors. And every Stone Protector had a Guile haircut. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what he looks like, a troll for boys.
So, the two last things real fast. First, Guile has changed in this iteration. They have now given him timing specific sonic booms. So if you time it perfectly, it goes out faster and stronger. So they're actually giving you incentive for precision with your attacks.
Yeah, but do I have to charge back for 2 seconds, then use it still? Because I always found that annoying.
It depends.
Cool.
Because there's two control schemes.
Oh, okay.
The one control scheme is the classic 6-button. You know, low punch, medium punch, high punch.
Yeah.
The other, they're calling the modern control scheme.
Oh, that's right. They changed
light attack, medium attack, heavy attack, special attack, where they're just giving them directions like Smash Brothers.
Oh, interesting.
And there's a button that you can hold down to link the things together to combos.
Interesting. That's a bit like sounds like the Injustice system, where they had the light, medium, high, and then the special button. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So the pros and cons of that is things that are normally charge attacks are now instant outs.
Okay. Cool.
But you don't get the precision of like punch or kick for your light.
Gotcha.
It's more like defaulted to combo trains you set up.
Okay, interesting. I'm looking forward to playing with that then.
Yeah. The last little tidbit that's a callback to old Street Fighters that wasn't in the demo at E3. It was in the new trailer they just released of Guile v. Guile. Your characters get damage as you fight.
Oh, nice.
And it's similar to the damage they had in the losing screens from Street Fighter 2.
Okay, so it looks like they're taking some inspiration from their contemporaries. I know Mortal Kombat started that years ago, that as your fighter would fight, they'd get more beat up. So
yeah, and it's not as gruesome as Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
So I just thought those were a lot of really cool little tidbits there. And just everything I'm reading about it, it's like Street Fighter 6 is the amalgamation of all the lessons they've learned. So Street Fighter 5, part of the problem with that game was if you wanted to be good at it, there were very specific ways you had to learn how to play. This new drive system gives you so much flexibility that it's insane and can really allow each character to play very differently.
Very cool.
So that is my game of the show. Everything I've seen about it has just made me super excited. Pulled out my arcade stick, been playing some Street Fighter 5. Just
there you go. And crazy that it came in a state of play. Maybe state of plays have arrived, man. Perhaps they have.
Maybe. So let's move on to the next one. Game that excited you that you had never heard about before, and I want to start off with this one.
Sure.
I'm high on life.
Oh, that one was really good, actually.
It was like
And it had Morty's voice.
Yeah, Squanch Games is Justin Roiland's video game company.
Yeah. Well, didn't they make a Rick and Morty game, and then they made something else too.
They've done a couple.
Trevor Saves the Universe.
But those were all VR.
Like
this is not a VR game.
Right.
And I liked how all the weapons were sentient, kind of like Oddworld: Stranger's Wrath.
Yeah.
It
was a nice touch.
And the music was just banging in that trailer. And that's one thing about Rick and Morty. Say what you will about the show, which I love, but it always gets really good music in it. And I think that music is going to be key to this game. Plus, I just want Knifey. Hi, I'm Knifey. Let's go stabbing.
Born to stab.
Okay, this game should be hilarious.
Yep. So really I'm super stoked to try that one out. What about you, Chris?
Game that I hadn't heard of before that was announced that I'm really excited about. You know what? I'm trying to think about what the heck was announced.
Well, while you're thinking about that, Dave, do you have one?
Man, I already talked about it. I told you, Callisto Protocol, because I had no. What's this? I don't know. There were plenty of games that look great. I know you guys were really excited about Stray. That does look interesting, but
I
it
would
seems
say
like-
that one, but I'd already seen it before. I mean, they'd shown it.
and I hadn't, but also a lot of the things I'm hearing from Chris and my brother are, you get to play as a cat, and I'm like, I'm not a cat person, you know? You two clearly are. Yeah, cats are fine. I prefer dogs, but you know. I was also really excited at some of the Capcom stuff, but it also I feel like I shot myself in the foot slightly with it because
spoiler. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: I bought Xbox Series X recently. I was able to find one on eBay, and I know some people are already getting their scalper noise going. The guy was only selling it $20 over MSRP. And so, you know, 520, I'm like, that's fine, you know. So I got that, I got it in. The first game I got for it was Resident Evil 8. And then a couple days later, oh, Resident Evil 8 Gold Edition. I'm like, well, crap, should I just wait now? Or but at the same time, I really wanted to play that game, but now it's just like, oh. And then at the same time, I was just also like, I did not mind first person in Resident Evil 7, but when every other Resident Evil was third person, and now the only two first person ones, one of them is now getting third person mode, I was just like, how do I want to play this? But so I think what I might go ahead and play it and actually get like the gold edition as the DLC.
Makes sense.
But the way I see it, I'm like, well, they initially designed 8 to be first person, and I remember in 7, a lot of the horror came from just the stuff that happened to your hands, and it's just like, oh god, I could never play this as VR.
Okay, so to answer the question, I'm going to say that Flintlock, and unless I steal Tyler's answer, but I'm going to say the Flintlock, the Siege of Dawn. That looked pretty.
That looked pretty good, yeah.
That did look pretty good. Yeah.
But otherwise, admittedly, and that's kind of the tale of this not E3 season. Is it was fun. I enjoyed a lot of the new looks and new trailers, but a lot of it was stuff that we were expecting.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I mean, as excited as I am for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like I mean, obviously they were making that game, right? Even if we didn't know what it was technically going to be called.
Yeah. And we kind of know what the story is going to be like. Maybe not exactly, but
right.
Oh,
True.
I did think of one that we're not thinking of, but it did take us all by surprise, and we had many a good laugh of it on the State of Play. But that was Rollerdrome.
Yes.
How did we forget about Rollerdrome?
Yeah.
That actually looks really good.
I'm stoked for Rollerdrome. Tony
I'm
Hawk
stoked
meets...
to see your wife play Rollerdrome, honestly.
You see, it didn't intrigue her one little bit.
Really?
She doesn't like stylized games like that, and she's not big on the violence.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yet she is a roller derby player.
Well, let me rephrase that.
Fine.
The gun violence.
Oh, okay.
Also, her immediate reaction is, that's not roller derby. There's no balls or guns in roller derby.
Okay.
To which, technically, she's right.
Yeah.
She is, but wouldn't it be fun in a video game if they did?
Yeah. Apologies for the dogs. But let's keep going here. Game that you saw the trailer and like, I'm less interested about this now.
Ooh. Don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
What?
Starfield.
Dang.
You know what, Dave? I'm kind of with you because technically Starfield is doing several things that look amazing. I don't feel like it has a personality.
Yeah.
Okay.
That, and I'm just looking at it, I'm like, oh, so The Elder Scrolls in space.
See, I didn't think it was Elder Scrolls in Space, because if it's going to be that, I'm not going to be interested in playing it.
It's going to be Elder Scrolls in Space.
Yeah.
That I can almost guarantee you it's Elder Scrolls in Space.
I think I sent you guys a text message, and I was just like, "Great, another game that I will get deeply involved in for about 100 hours and then never complete."
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I love Skyrim, but again, you invest so much time in that, and it's just like, I'm the Thane of Winterfell, or the Wizards Council, and
I still know how he did it, but James played through that game, Skyrim, twice, and has done every side quest.
Jeez.
Wow.
And even that, is that the ones that like appear in the menus, or every side quest? Because there are even ones that...
I think he's done every side quest.
Wow. That was before he had kids, right?
Oh yeah. Now he only gets games on the Switch so he can be portable.
So we got Skyrim.
Actually, yes.
So
I've been tempted for that sweet Link costume.
I have an answer that's a little bit surprising for me. I'm still excited about the game, but not some. The recent trailer just didn't do a whole lot for me, and that would be Marvel's Midnight Suns.
That was going to be my answer.
Yeah. So I'm very much excited about XCOM and Marvel, but this new trailer it was meh. I feel like the announcement trailer did a better job of getting me hyped. And
here's the part that really kind of... There was no gameplay in that second trailer.
No, there isn't.
They showed gameplay afterwards, but they have been, like, at the big moments, avoiding gameplay. And if you're avoiding gameplay for a game coming out this year, something's wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of like, when they show a movie trailer, but or they're being a bit screwy with it. I don't know. To me, it just seemed like everything about that was... I'm just like, this reeks of the look of some of the 90s extreme comics, because I'm like, oh, we've got Demon Venom and Demon Hulk, and and I'm just kind of like, oh wow, great, these will sell action figures.
And I mean, I'm okay with them doing that, just because we have a Marvel explosion on film, on the big screen, the small screen, and even in games, but none of them are taking that kind of aesthetic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm okay with them doing that. That's not my problem with it. I don't know, that this new trailer is just more of the same. It didn't tell me anything more about the game. I didn't need to see this.
I'm right there with you.
I don't know. The only thing I'm excited is that they're using some characters that they don't use very much recently. So they've got Blade and Ghost Rider in there.
Sure.
So I'm excited to
Marvel
see them.
Phase 4.
That's true. We are getting a Blade something, right? It's got Mahershala Ali, I think, is the new Blade.
Yep. And I think
I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Ghost Rider back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, it's not going to be Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Or
maybe
multiversal Nick Cage. Okay, with all these multiverse movies now, I want a multiverse Nick Cage movie. Where it's just Nick Cage's different personalities from all the different movies he's in.
Nick Cage has been multiple Marvel characters. I mean, he's great in Into the Spider-Verse, so...
Yep.
Which we're getting that sequel. Oh my god. I can't wait.
That should be good.
Can't wait. Which I know we're supposed to be talking about video games, but have you guys watched Miss Marvel at all?
I have not yet.
I have not yet. I've been watching those shows with Dad, and so...
Mickey and I watched the first episode. They are clearly taking inspiration from Into the Spider-Verse, and sure enough, when I was reading up on it, that was one of the showrunners inspirations for the shows they wanted to do, like Into the Spider-Verse aesthetic, but in live action.
Makes
Nice.
sense. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think here of what was another one for me where the more I saw, the more I was like, meh. And you two kind of nailed my two big ones. And this one's a bit of a stretch, but Redfall slightly for me. It feels a little too Left 4 Dead for me.
Okay,
I could be wrong.
I liked that it seemed
it still looks
Left
like
4
fun.
Dead-ish.
It's like going from here to here, just like that little tiny drop.
Gotcha. See, I had an opposite experience. I didn't really have any expectation. Like the cinematic trailer they did last year looked fine. But seeing actual gameplay this time around, I'm actually more excited about Redfall than I was last year.
I do like. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I still need to watch that one because
That's right. You didn't actually get to see it.
I didn't get to see that one. I forget what happened, but then I keep forgetting. I'm like, oh yeah, that was a part of that. So
it looks fun. And one thing you will like, Dave, you can play the entire game solo or co-op.
Oh, okay. I like having the option. I don't like it being I like single player adventures, but I like having the option. So I know it's one of the reasons why I'm looking so forward to oh god, this sounds terrible. Losing my Halo virginity, because you said we can all play that co-op, right?
Yeah, the entire campaign.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But at the same time, if there's a time where we can't do that together, I can at least continue by myself. So we'll see. I'm sorry, listeners, that sounds terrible, but that was what Tyler decided to call it. And he wants us to live stream it.
I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
But yeah, Tyler, you weren't excited about it. What was it? Just because it was Left 4 Dead-ish and more the same?
That's the only thing. Is
okay.
And it's not that I'm down on the game. I'm still super excited for it. I'm just I was hoping for a little more diversity or a little more focus on the abilities.
Okay.
So
that's fair criticism. Honestly.
Yeah. Again, it's not that it looks bad. It's just you guys took my two, so I'm going with it. All right, now let's talk. Next topic here. What game looks like crazy, stupid fun? And for me, that's Exoprimal.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what that game is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Actually, it looks really good, though. They're saying that they're doing like the PvE, PvP thing, and their focus is trying to make the PvE good, because typically in those types of games, it's just an afterthought.
The PvP portion of it is different than normal PvP, because normally PvP you think I'm shooting the other team, right?
Right.
That's not how this PvP works. This PvP is I'm going to invade the other person's game by taking control of a Triceratops and just running through them.
Oh, fun.
It's essentially it's like a race for two teams to try to complete the objectives before the other.
It is interesting that it has no ties at all to Dino Crisis, though.
I know, right?
It seems like a missed opportunity.
But then again, Dino Crisis 3 had no ties to Dino Crisis except the name. So my only concern is I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, guys, how serious are we trying to take this story?
Not at all, Dave. They say the phrase "super raptor horde incoming."
I know, but the thing is, whoever the voice actor for like the computer that's doing all of this is doing it really seriously, and I'm like, does he not realize he's in a BS
That's what
game?
makes it better. When you have someone taking something so ridiculous so seriously, it makes it better.
So like the title theme of Blazing Saddles.
Exactly. He is the Blazing Saddles theme of this game.
Oh, great. I guess that's also one of the many endearing things about Earth Defense Force. Our other favorite giant horde killing game.
I also got to say, just watching like how many dinosaurs are on screen, this cannot run on a PS4 or Xbox One. It's releasing on them, but it's you're gonna be left with a puddle of a console.
Yeah, it's gonna run on those machines the same way that Cyberpunk first did when it came out on last gen hardware.
No, it's gonna run on them like Dead Rising did when they ported it to Wii.
Oh, jeez.
We're like, there's zombies in this port, you know?
I'm already starting to hear the Jurassic Park kazoo theme.
Yep.
What about you guys?
Man.
What looked like stupid fun?
Again, Roller Drome for me. I
mean, yeah, I was going to take that answer.
It is roller skates and guns, and it just looks wacky. I was saying, the only way they could make this better is if they make, like a punk aesthetic to it, and then they add in like a crazy rockin' soundtrack, and it will be perfection.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'll steal one that we already talked about, High on Life. I think that's going to be stupid fun. I really do.
Oh, I think you're right there. I think you're right. Yeah. All right, last one here. Is there any major call-outs? Anything else we haven't talked about yet that you want to call out game-wise?
That was shown?
That was shown, yes.
I'm super excited about Plague Tale Requiem. And I'm a little surprised that it seems to have a little bit more of a combat focus this time around. Where in a Plague Tale Innocence, it's... Have either of you guys played a Plague Tale Innocence?
I know, no, but I know it's mostly
though, right?
And puzzle, right?
It plays like a stealth action game, but really all the stealth stuff, it's all solving puzzles pretty much, right? The combat is solving a puzzle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're not really going to win fights, and it makes sense because you're playing a kid, right, who's trying to protect her younger brother. But man, it's a great game. It takes place in kind of the medieval Europe during the time of the plague, and there are a ton of rats in the game. And
can you control the rats?
Spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Keep your mouth shut. All right. I think for me, I was really excited to hear about Resident Evil 4, and that was also one that I'm like, did that one really need a remake? The more I thought about it, and the more I did read like an article. Apparently, the creators have said we are trying to come at this game in that it retains the absolute spirit of the original, but is otherwise, a complete like re-envisioning of it. And I'm just like, if you guys do that the same for the story as you did with 2 and 3, we're going to have a much better plot in Resident Evil 4. Because my brother and I would constantly joke because we would have people, and I've talked about this in previous podcasts, where they would just crap on 5 and 6. Like, it's not scary, and, the storyline's stupid. And I'm like, do you know what the storyline for 4 is? That one that you put on the sacred pedestal? The president's daughter has been kidnapped. Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president's daughter? And that's it. And so I'm really hoping that they are able to start bringing in some of these ties that they've been kind of hinting at in some of the other Resident Evil remakes, because in Resident Evil 3, they talk about this, and there's a new enemy type in Resident Evil 3. The Nemesis can go up and grab like a zombie by the face, and it deposits a parasite onto its face that like takes over. Oops, excuse me. That takes over and controls its head. So, Resident Evil 4 was all about parasites. So now it also kind of leads into, it's just like, oh, wow, Umbrella was dealing with the creatures from 4, whereas literally in the original game, Umbrella is name dropped once.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, that's the virtue of them going back and doing all these remakes. They can kind of retcon all the stuff that hasn't made sense forever.
Yeah. And at the same time, they're doing it in a way that respects the original material. They're just like, oh, well, the reason why it was like that is this. And it's just like, okay, then we do they took their time and did their homework. And actually, because that's actually one of the things that I love most about my entertainment. I love having a bit of kitsch, a little schlockiness in it, but I love it when you can take that and you do the idea well enough and explain it well enough that it becomes awesome. That's what I love. That is what I like. It's just kind of like, at its core, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a really stupid idea.
Oh, 100%.
There are 4 mutant turtles who are ninjas, and their dad's a talking rat. But then you have all the lore that surrounds it, and it's just like, this is amazing.
Sure.
Or one of the best mystery stories I ever read, or just books in general. And it wasn't even a mystery for you, the reader. It was watching everyone else. But it was Death Note, and it's just like, there's a magic notebook that when you write a name in it, it kills people. Yay! But they did it so well, and it was so intriguing, and all the subterfuge and everything, and it just is like, oh my god, this book is amazing, and it is based on the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. This sounds like stuff that school kids make up, kind of like, oh, if you say Bloody Mary in the mirror 3 times, she appears behind you. Hey, I heard there's a black notebook. If you write your name in it, you'll die. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like schoolyard crap. And that's what I've been so happy with these Resident Evil remakes, because we go, oh, there's a virus, and crap, it turned you into zombies. And it's just like, but, they're doing it in a much better way, because we've come a very far way from, oh, you were almost a Jill sandwich. Yeah. I just wish they would also maybe go back and kind of retouch Code Veronica. And, even though the remake of 1 was amazing, that still came out in 2002?
And didn't they make a remake of 2 back then, too?
No, they, I think they improved it graphically for the Dreamcast and gave it some cutscenes.
For whatever reason, I thought it came out on GameCube.
It did. But it was the Dreamcast version.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was very excited with that, and then also all the stuff they announced about 8 that's making me go, should I wait? Should I play Alan Wake instead? Again?
For me, for surprises is, I'm kind of excited for what Activision and Blizzard is coming out with. Between Diablo 4, which is looking really good.
Diablo 4 does look good. I am excited about that.
I watched the Overwatch announcements today, which had some things I was very excited to hear. No more loot boxes.
No more loot boxes. That is very nice.
Interesting.
All characters are still going to remain free. It's going to be the season pass. You can buy cosmetics lineup, but it's nothing that impacts gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was listening to their content release, and my only thing was a little bit like, you guys going to be able to keep on track for all this? Because this seems really ambitious. But then again, maybe they've kind of preloaded a bunch of it, so it's just like, it's done. Now we're just slowly going to release it, so we have time to work on stuff.
They have to have multiple teams working on these things.
Well, and their big thing, because I think the cosmetics, that can be rolled out pretty fast. I think the big things, they're smart to only doing 1 every 3 months. They're committing to either a character, a map, or a new mode every 3 months.
Yeah. So, which is nice. So then it's just like, well, every 3rd month, then it's going to be, it's character.
Quarterly drops make sense for a live service game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way you don't feel like you're waiting too long.
And at least it's one of those 3 things, because you can get 3 months and go, oh, no new character, but there's a new map that I can check out and kind of learn.
Mm-hmm.
Or no new character, no new map, but there's a new game mode. All right, let's give that a go for the next 3 months. And then you're back to a new character that you gotta learn.
I am excited for these new game modes because as much as I love Overwatch, and we played it for a long time, but you know, our rate of return to it grew less and less each time, and it was just like, oh, new character. Okay, guys, want to get on? I think the last time we played was like after Baptiste was released, and even then, our rate of return got lower and lower. So it's like we played like I think one session. Now it was a long session; it was probably like 3 hours, but
yeah,
that was
I've been
it.
thinking about going back and playing again though recently.
Same.
Especially now that you have an Xbox Series X.
Yeah, I did load that on. I have one complaint about that. I had to go in and like transfer the data because it didn't want to unlock my Origin skin for Widowmaker.
Weird.
Yeah. So yeah, that was weird. Oh, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm also cautiously guarding myself for disappointment because Activision and Blizzard aren't owned by Microsoft just yet. And we know how their track record has been.
Yeah, so I'm cautiously optimistic, but I do like how a lot of the things they're doing is going well. I have heard one thing about Diablo 4 I hope isn't true, but they haven't announced it, but there are rumors that the marketplace is coming back.
No, nobody liked that.
No. Except Activision because they like money.
Sure.
Like I said.
Well, they're not going to be the ones in charge for much longer anymore.
Yep. That was the other thing I was surprised about. Microsoft coming in with their big you-know-what energy, just going, hey guys, you like that Riot Games? You like that League of Legends? Every character.
Hey, we know you like them Japanese RPGs. Look what we've got.
The Persona announcement.
Oh, the Persona, yeah.
And they did announce it also now for PlayStation, so I'm just kind of holding on. I'm like, come on, guys.
However,
now two of these can at least be released on Switch.
They did slight switch, though. That was...
I'm trying to hold... There's a rumor.
I know.
There's a rumor.
A lot of people are hoping.
Yeah. I don't even care if 5 comes through at this point. Just put 3 and 4 on there. Just give me some Persona Mobile, please.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the 3 version they're releasing was a PSP game.
It's freaking called Persona 3 Portable or something.
Yeah. And which is actually the version of the game that most people don't like, which is funny. Yeah, because it was very scaled down from Persona 3 FES, which is considered the definitive version.
See, I thought that version was the definitive version.
Here's the thing: I've read up. Apparently, in Persona 3 Portable, there's not really a lot of overworld stuff. It's kind of just you going. Well, not that you can run around in it like you can in Persona 5 and stuff. It's more just like pick the location and you go there, and then pick from the menus on it. So they had to severely scale stuff down. And also, I don't believe... I might be getting them mixed up, but I know one of them, you can control your party members. The other one has more of a tactics mode where you have to tell them, okay, you focus
defensive,
more on
offensive.
Exactly. And I'm just like, no. Okay, why did you do that? Persona 4, though, that was for Vita, and I'm like, the Switch can definitely handle that.
Yeah.
And the only thing for 5, I'm just like, why don't you just put the PS3 version of the original on?
Thank you. Yeah. The Switch can handle it. I'm not concerned about that. But
so speaking of Japanese announcements at Xbox's showcase, it does have to be said that Kojima announcement was a joke.
You know what that was? That was last second going. They're expecting it. They're going to be pissed if we don't bring it up. We don't have anything to show. Just put them on screen for like 2 seconds, just so we can say it was there. That's what that was.
And now there's a change.org petition to get Kojima to not do his Xbox exclusive. And I'm just like, oh,
Well,
shut up, you Sony fanboys.
he actually put out a statement on Twitter the next day saying, we still have a strong relationship with PlayStation.
Oh, yeah. I just thought that was so stupid. I'm just kind of like, guys, it happens.
Sure. But I mean, PlayStation fans, don't fret. There will be a Death Stranding 2 or whatever. Norman Reedus has basically confirmed it. So I imagine from the reports that were happening that this Xbox game that Kojima is making is the game that he was saying that he's making that's experimental. That's why they had nothing to show for it.
Even in the thing, he said it's going to rely on the cloud services that only Microsoft can provide.
Right.
And I don't think he means like cloud, like social network. I think cloud computing.
Yeah. Same. So whatever it is, it'll be something new, which Kojima, I'm sure, is very interested in doing. And then, I mean, I'm sure it'll be cool. We just don't know anything about it, and I would have been totally okay not knowing anything about it.
Yeah.
Silent Hills.
Not going to happen.
Unless Microsoft buys the rights from Konami, which at this point is, I'm just like, Konami, why don't you just sell your video game rights? You're not.
You want to know why? Because they're making that much money off pachinko, off Silent Hills and Metal Gear Solid pachinko machines.
I know.
It's
it is a damn shame.
Konami is still a massive company, just in Japan.
And not for the reasons we want.
Yeah.
No. Nope.
It breaks my heart that we're never going to get a good Contra game again.
No.
But
at least they're doing collections. That's something, right?
So people can something.
Still play the legacy games, which are still good. They still hold up.
Yep, agreed. But guys, I think that's been a pretty good podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for listening. If you can, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a foe. I don't care who you tell, just tell people.
Tell the people.
Let my people know.
Thanks, Geek Moses.
I was at a work meeting this past week, and one person couldn't come, but anytime she just like called in, and anytime she like got on the speaker, it's like, "Hey, Black Jesus here." So she finished at one point, and I just go, "BJ out."
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Until next time, lovely viewers, game on.
Game on, everybody.
Game on. Indeed.